Hey there, music monkeys, and welcome to Lesson 2, Sound Advice.
If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one around to hear, does it make a sound?
Clearly not. I used to think this was a really deep philosophical question about the meaning of life, but really it's a question about language, and in particular, what do we mean by the word sound? If we mean the physical vibrations that travel through the air, then the answer is yes, it does. If, however, we mean the internal sensation of hearing something, then the answer is no, it doesn't. So the real answer to the question then is, depends what you mean. All sound is produced when something vibrates. A vibrating body pushes and pulls at the air molecules around it, which push and pull against the air molecules next to them, which push and pull the air molecules next to them, and so on, propagating the vibration outwards in the form of sound waves. A good analogy is waves in a pond. When we throw a stone into water, this disturbs the water and we get ripples radiating out from where the stone entered the water. We see the waves moving away from the centre and rippling out in a circle. The water itself doesn't ripple out. At any particular point, the water molecules are more or less just moving up and down as the wave passes. It's the energy that's rippling out. It's a similar sort of thing with sound. Instead of them rippling out in a circle, however, they ripple out in a sphere. As I said, all sounds are produced when something vibrates, and at the moment it's my vocal cords that are vibrating. These are pushing and pulling against the air molecules next to them, and the sound is rippling out of my mouth and into your ears where you hear me talking. Another thing to be aware of is the speed of sound waves. Unlike the waves in a pond, which ripple out at a rather leisurely pace, sound waves move at 345 meters per second. That's about 750 miles per hour. Actually, I say about. It depends on the temperature of the air, so that's around room temperature. The warmer it is, the faster they move. The way something vibrates is important as well. For things that are irregularly constituted, like this piano for example, when I hit it like this, it produces irregular sound waves, and we hear that as noise. If, however, the thing that's vibrating is regularly constituted, like a piano string for example, then that produces regular sound waves, and we perceive those regular sound waves as a musical tone. The speed at which something vibrates is also important. That particular string is vibrating 65 times a second, and the waves it's producing are about 527 centimeters apart. The faster something vibrates, the closer the waves are, and the higher the musical tone. We call this particular musical tone C. Okay, let's go back to the pond for a moment. You'll see that when the waves hit the edge of the pond, they bounce back, and when they bounce back, they pass through the other waves that are still arriving. It's not very clear in this particular clip, but if the peak of a wave hits the peak of another wave going the other way at exactly the same time, the resulting wave is bigger. If the peak of a wave hits the trough of another wave at exactly the same time, the resulting wave is cancelled out. This is known as interference, and we'll be taking a close look at this when we talk about vibrations in the next lesson. See you there.